lovelies, welcome back to another episode of Growing with Jade. Today we're going to be talking about an abundance mindset, just the importance of it, in particular with finances. So I'll share another personal story with me again. So today I went to a cafe and I was kind of stressed because I always like to make sure I have like an $100 buffer, but it was like probably at $78 and then $70 because I got a coffee, and I could just hear in my mindset was just like scarcity and lacking. And then I also work casual, so I was like, oh my god, what if my clients cancel next week? What if I don't have the money? And I was like self-aware of it. I was like, I don't think this mindset's actually serving me. So one thing that I do is I go to ChatGPT and I just kind of talk, and I asked it to like talk back to me as like my financial advisor. Great technique. And I realized that like it's an abundance mindset is all about how you reframe it. For example, that coffee does align with my values. I went to a new cafe. I tried something different. I tried something new. I was spontaneous, especially because I work like 6-day work weeks. So the thing that I find is if you are not investing in yourself, like trying new things, taking yourself out for a little coffee date, we as humans are very emotional. We are actually driven more by emotions than logic, even though we don't really like to admit it. So, if I didn't try new things, for example, I found myself in the past, I would drive, to someone's house that I didn't even like, who was super toxic. I would drive an hour to their house just so my brain could get that novelty, that excitement that I was looking for, that I can literally replace cheaper by just going to a new cafe, going to the market, trying something new, trying a new class that actually serves me in the long run. So that's one way that I switch my scarcity mindset into an abundance mindset. Another way you can be like is, instead of being like, I only have $78, be like, okay, I have $70. How else can I invest into myself in the long term? Don't think of money as something you run out of. Think about it as an investment towards your values. So I think, saying that out loud, I think it's really important that you find out who you are, what are your values, and put your money towards that. So another thing is, I also needed $20 for my eyebrows. And I was like, oh my god, like my buffer is going down so much. But then it's like, okay, one of my values, sorry if I'm talking so fast guys, is beauty. I actually really like beauty, and the thing that I love about beauty is I feel like it's an investment into yourself. It does create opportunity because society does judge you by your looks. Before you enter a room, everyone's judging your presentation, okay? And then number 3 is that, to me, that is that spontaneity aspect, that uncertainty aspect, because I love dressing up and customizing my avatar and going into the world and seeing what new opportunities does that bring to me, whether it's a smile or a compliment or talking to another person. I feel like beauty brings to me that thing I need to romanticize my life, especially because I work so hard. So I was like, okay, yes, it's $20, but that's another investment into myself. It's very important to have an abundance mindset instead of being like, oh, I need to conserve this, which is normal, but you have to realize at the end of the day, you are an emotional human being. We are run by emotions, not logic. So in order to, control that aspect of my life, I need to implement things that won't make me, hate my life, if that makes sense. But yeah, that is the video and episode today. I hope you guys have a beautiful week.